Hi everyone, I'm Arsh. I'm now inside the NAXEON assembly plant. Recently, we have received some important feedback from users regarding the design and reliability issues with NAXEON IM. The NAXEON team is taking this concern very seriously. We've paused shipments and deliveries to address these matters, and our entire team has spent the last 3 weeks thoroughly analyzing, testing, and fixing these issues. I'd like to take a moment to share the progress we've made so far. The first issue I'd like to address is the failure of the Snail Mode. To give you some context, under normal circumstances, Snail Mode is designed to activate when the pressure sensor embedded inside the seat doesn't detect any weight, limiting the vehicle to a very low speed to help users push the bike. When the sensor detects weight, Snail Mode deactivates, allowing for full power during regular riding. Even if you change your seating position during riding, the bike won't reduce power for safety reasons until you come to a complete stop. However, some users reported that after coming to a full stop, like at a red light, the bike easily activates Snail Mode when trying to move forward again, making it difficult to accelerate normally. The root cause of this issue was the design of the pressure sensor. In the early design, you can see the sensor had a low density of sensing points with big gaps between them. See? This caused the sensor to fail to detect when the rider shifts their weight slightly, like when putting a foot down at a stop, leading to a Snail Mode being mistakenly activated. Our early 100,000 kilometers of testing focused on very few stop and go scenarios, so this issue wasn't caught before. To fix this, we've redesigned the pressure sensor, increasing the number of sensing points from 5 to 18. This means that unless you actually leave the seat, the sensor will not fail to detect your presence even if you shift your weight during riding. We've also extended the sensor by 45% longer, you see here, to ensure that riders with more forward or backward seating positions are still accurately detected. The new seat with new sensor will be installed in every vehicle before delivering to customers. The second issue I want to address is the fault alert reported by the vehicle system. During riding, particularly with components like BMS, like MCU, let me explain this with a simple chart. For any sensors, the range of values it measures can generally be divided into 3 sections. The first section is normal range under ideal conditions, which makes up the majority of the range. The third section is for abnormal values, when the reading fall outside the normal range and might indicate a potential failure. When the sensor values enters this range, the system triggers a fault alert. And there's still a middle section. The middle section represents values that, while outside the ideal conditions, are still within a safe operating range under certain high load conditions. These values simply indicate that the operating environment is less than ideal, but there's no immediate risk of failure. To give an example using battery discharge temperature, temperature below 122 degrees are within the ideal normal range. Temperatures above 140 degrees are in the abnormal range when there's a risk of failure. And temperature between 122 and 140 are within the safe but high load range. Initially, taking a conservative approach to a fault alerts logic and assuming that brief momentary alerts wouldn't bother users, the NAXEON testing and calibration team set the logic so that even a brief entry into the high load but normal range would trigger an alert. So, in the upcoming updates to the vehicle system, this logic has been revised. Normal high load readings, like those for BMS over discharge, will no longer trigger a fault alert. Only genuine risks of component failure will cause a warning to appear. The third issue is the power interruption that some users experienced while riding. As soon as we received this feedback, we immediately retrieved the pre-production bike for complete inspection and found out the issue. It was caused by a loose connection in the brake signal ground wire, which led the vehicle system to mistakenly interpret a brake signal, causing the power to cut off unexpectedly. This issue wasn't related to the quality of the battery or motor. But still, to fix this, we are unboxing all the vehicles that had been already produced and packaged, and thoroughly inspecting and securing all wire harness connection in every vehicle to prevent any loose connections. Additionally, we are using testers to ensure that no false brake signals are being generated. It's worth noting that before mass production, we conducted 100,000 kilometers of high-density durability testing under professional conditions and with expert test riders. Our motor, our battery, mechanic structures, and other critical components have all withstood the rigorous testing over the past year, and we made significant optimization and improvements. However, we must acknowledge that our vehicle system, including sensor detection and trigger settings, lacked sufficient testing with real-world user habits and intuitive usage scenarios. This gap leads to the issue we have discussed. So, in addition to address these specific problems, we've also taken user feedback to heart and made the following improvements to the overall user experience. First, focusing on safety. The original setting for the traction control system was to automatically activate every time the bike was switched on. With this latest update, we've made it possible to keep the TCS turned off permanently, allowing users who prefer not to use the TCS to disable it for good. Secondly, many users suggested that there should be an option to disable the smart feature that intervene in the riding experience, allowing the bike to return a more raw, traditional riding feeling. We believe this is a reasonable request. So in our next update, we are introducing a brand new feature called Stolen Edge. This feature allows you to disable all external interventions with just one tap, including turning off the electronic brake signal power cutoff, disabling the seat pressure sensor's influence on power output, and disconnecting the kickstand signal power cutoff. Additionally, Stolen Edge is customizable, so you can choose which specific smart control you want to disable individually. Our goal with this feature is to give power of choice back to the user, letting you decide between smart automatic control and a more traditional riding experience based on your preference. These are the main issues that users have raised, along with their causes and our solutions. When these problems were identified, we immediately stopped deliveries to customers to ensure that every vehicle leaving our factory is thoroughly inspected and free of issues. We conducted a complete unboxing, inspection, and repair of all vehicles in our inventory. Moving forward, every vehicle that rolls off the production line will undergo 100% comprehensive inspection. This includes check on acceleration, top speed, braking performance, lighting, wheel alignment, ABS functionality, and the horn. After this inspection, each vehicle will be road tested over a distance of 3 to 5 kilometers. Additionally, 10% of the vehicle will be randomly selected for further testing on a chassis dynamometer there. This allows us to simulate real-world conditions to load to further assess to the vehicle's reliability. We expect to have all vehicles repaired and updated by around September 10th this year, at which point we will resume deliveries to customers in the US. We will prioritize fulfilling orders that have been already paid for but were delayed. To express our apology for the delay, we will extend the full vehicle warranty to 5 years for our early bird customers. Additionally, NAXEON IM owners will receive a complimentary 1-year AAA Plus membership. NAXEON is always committed to an advanced and reliable riding experience. Listen to our customers, maintaining transparency, and continuously improving are the core values that drive our company forward. We will demonstrate our commitment to solving problems and our capacity to grow through our actions. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.